Welcome along. It is round 42 in the predictions. Fear not, we will be recording the Championship Check-In podcast on Thursday. And by God, Sam, we're going to go live as well. So come and join us on Thursday night and we'll try and get across everything. We just figured we would let the midweek round play out and get the predictions in. And with that being said, Sam, did I catch up this past weekend?
Anything but, I'm afraid, mate. Another good week for me. Foot is firmly on the pedal now. Yeah, I think I called Middlesbrough to win 2-0 consecutive weeks, which I'm really happy about. It just feels like
right.
Middlesbrough
Let me look down here.
Feels like Middlesbrough 2, Swansea 0 was just bound to happen. I don't know why. It's easy with hindsight, isn't it? But it feels like that was an easy one to grab. And I got Argyle to win away from home at Rotherham on the nose as well. So anyway, 10 points to me. 4 points to your good self. 162 plays 153. I have somehow created a nice little 9-point margin as we go into the business end of the season.
9 point. Well, you've been all business for about 4 weeks now, haven't
probably
you?
Have been. Probably have been.
So 9-point margin with 5 rounds to go. I think I'm still going to be in the conversation when we get to that final round. But let's get into it. It's round 42. So we're covering the midweek action in the EFL Championship. We got a nice even slate, which is good for my OCD. 6 on Tuesday, 6 on Wednesday. Some big ones. Parkin, do you want to go first or second?
I'll kick off, please, mate.
And you will be present, Sam. Tell us what you are doing tomorrow night for Millwall versus Leicester.
Yeah, I'm going to be there for Radio London, BBC Radio London tomorrow. Looking forward to that. I'm going to see Leicester twice this week because I'm going down the M4, down the M5 with all the holiday traffic. Hopefully it's in my face, not with me. Down to Argyle against Leicester on Friday, which I may even have a little sleepover somewhere because, I'm not entirely sure I'm going to attack that journey yet. I've not had an opportunity to think about it. But yeah,
Sam, we got loads of Plymouth subscribers in it. They'll give you the best advice for where to stay and which way to drive.
Well, let me just caveat my opinions of the last month. Now they've made the change, and I saw all that emotion, and I saw all the change back to the old regime, wasn't it?
There you go.
Under the two kind of interim chaps. I'm gonna have to change my tune, I think, on that prediction. I think they'll probably be all right now. Sometimes a decision like that can just galvanise, but I was there for the Southampton game early part of the season. It was brilliant. Just great atmosphere. People milling around the stadium hours before. So I'm really looking forward to getting down there. Anyway, Millwall Leicester, first on my priority list. I think this is the type of game where I'd normally anticipate Millwall to really be galvanised. Fans, I'm sure Neil Harris is going to be tapping into that this morning, tomorrow. So I think they might get a reaction, maybe even take the lead. I think Leicester will be too strong. I think it's going to be another difficult, disappointing night for Millwall. I'm going to go for 2-1 narrow Leicester win.
I was going to go for a 2-1 narrow Leicester win. I think Millwall will be in the game and I think that they'll score. But I do think Leicester are going to have too much. So I can't go 2-1 because there's no doubles in this show. So I'm either going to go 3-1 or I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go 3-1, Sam, because I think Millwall will score. Sorry to all the Lions and be nice to Sam on Tuesday night. I'm sure you're always lovely to him being the next player. But got all the caveats in, didn't I? Millwall 1, Leicester 3. And it's Plymouth versus QPR. And, I mean, there's no such thing as not a giant game down at the bottom of the table. And QPR going under to Sheffield Wednesday. It's like what's that Mob Boss film? When you think you're out of it, they suck you back in again. It's a little bit like that, isn't it?
Godfather.
Yes, Godfather. Plymouth got the win at Rotherham, Sam. It was nervy and tense, wasn't it? They didn't show up and convince me massively that they're going to go back to back. I like QPR, so I'm going to go for the draw, Sam. And I'm going to go for a Desmond as well. probably not worth a bonus point. I'm sure you won't give it to me, but Plymouth 2, QPR 2.
Yeah, I don't think Argyle lose this off the back of what happened at Rotherham. I just think it will be a really, really tough atmosphere maybe for Rangers to go and get maximum points. So for that reason, I can't back against my boys to go 2 straight defeats. I'm going to take the draw as well, mate, and I'll play a 1-1. And I think it's crucial for Argyle to build on what they did at Rotherham, given that it's Leicester on Friday night. So I think both teams will probably be pretty happy, pretty relieved to get another point on the board. So that's what I'm going to go with.
Amen. Preston versus Huddersfield, Sam. You are up first. Preston still in the playoff picture, but giant win and a giant weekend for Huddersfield.
It was. I don't think they'll win again. I either think this will be a really narrow Preston victory, or I think Huddersfield could possibly get a draw. I'm going to go for the latter. I'm going to go for a 0-0 here, and that's partly after my 4-2 prediction, Watford v Preston. Despite my 10-point return, that was disgusting. But I'm going to go for lightning to strike twice here. I'm going to go for Preston 0, Huddersfield 0.
Oh, so you've got Huddersfield to survive, haven't you?
Yeah, but I've already told you that. I've already told you that I've changed my mind on Argyle. So whatever I said 3 weeks ago is redundant, well and truly.
In the words of Take That, whatever I did, whatever I said, I didn't mean it. Yeah. I might go for a draw in this one as well. It feels tight, doesn't it? I don't think Huddersfield wins, Sam. I don't. I'm going to back Preston. I've gone through all 3 results in 5 seconds, but I mocked you for doing last week. Preston 2, Huddersfield 1. And it is Sheffield Wednesday versus Norwich City. Not entirely sure what Norwich were up to this past weekend. I seem to have conveniently forgotten. Sheffield Wednesday, though, superb win down at QPR. Norwich skew far better at home than they do away, but they're in great form. They're going to be super confident. And I think they're going to win, Sam. Wednesday 0, Norwich 2.
This is where I'll make up some points.
You flipping it?
Yeah. No, I just think Norwich's clear strength has been in front of their home supporters. I mean, that home record is just sensational. I think November, last time they got beat.
8 wins in a row.
Yeah, Blackburn beat them. I think it's, with a few draws in there as well, it goes back further. So this is astonishing. I have backed Sheffield Wednesday to go down. I just think Norwich have got that cushion. Coventry have got this really, they're in the midst now of that really tough run of games. I think it's Southampton, Birmingham, Manchester United, I think, next up for them. I'm just going to go for Norwich, maybe to just take their foot off the pedal. Sheffield Wednesday, 2-1 home win. Woo.
You felt naughty doing that, didn't you? I could see it in your eyes.
A little bit. I think Norwich have got 6th position is my thought process, but I just think they've got, is it a 4-point gap? I think right now. So I think there's some twists and turns. I think Coventry will lose in the next few weeks despite their brilliant form.
Speaking of Coventry, Sam, Southampton versus Coventry.
They're just in such brilliant form, aren't they? And I've been saying consistently, the two strikers could be a real difference.
We said that months ago. Get them up front together, get that working, and that's exactly what's played out. I'm sure Mark Robbins thought this when he signed both of them, but you clearly said that months ago, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Even going back to that, I spoke about it so often on the podcast. That first game of the season when I saw them at Wimbledon, or the first week of the season, when I really liked what I saw from Haji Wright. Despite missing a few chances that evening. And you just think of the skill set of both players, what they did previously. Sims to hold it up, Haji Wright to be a bit of a runner. And obviously Sims is in really good finishing nick as well at the moment. So no surprise. Southampton 0-0 at Blackburn. They're not going to not score again. That's for sure. Russell Martin spoke a lot about working on their defensive shape, etc. Let's go for a Southampton 1. No. Let's go for Southampton 3, Coventry 2.
Wow.
For a bonus point.
I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Should we just have an informal rule that 5 goals always gets a bonus point?
Yeah,
I don't think you should have to ask for one. Yeah, 5 goals should always get a bonus point, shouldn't it? But I'm surprised you've gone that high in a game involving Coventry. I think it will be lower margin than that. But hey, you're beating up on me at the moment. So what right have I got to suggest anything? You've gone for the Southampton win. So I'll go for Coventry to get something. I know I've been a bit draw heavy so far, but can you imagine being Mark Robbins, Sam, and you beat Leeds and you draw at Southampton? You would be perfectly happy with that, wouldn't you? So let's go 1-1. It's a bit of a dull one, but I'm locking it in. Southampton 1, Coventry 1. Saints would be 4 without a victory if that were the case. Leeds versus Sunderland. And look, 99% of my head says this is an absolute walkover. But there's just this 1% of my brain that says this is the Championship. Leeds in their history have done mad things when they've been in good positions. There's just one tiny corner of my brain that goes, is this the mental result that we could get in the running that no one's expecting? It is only 1% though, Sam, so I can't pay heed to that. So got to back Leeds, even with Jack Clark back for Sunderland. Leeds comfortably. Leeds 3, Sunderland 1.
Played right into my hands there. Lovely. I'll take the 2-0. I think defensively, very, very good. I think they'll respond. I don't think they played badly at Coventry. That seems to be the general consensus, that they still impressed in defeat. I think they get back to winning ways here comfortably. 2-0.
Before we go to the match bingo promo, Sam and I have just got the pressure piled now on Ipswich going into Wednesday because we've both backed Leicester and Leeds to win, which would facilitate a change in the top 2 between Tuesday and Wednesday night. But between Tuesday and Wednesday night, we're just going to have a little quick pause for the cause and talk about our friends over at Match Bingo, our partners here on the show. Beans, we've got a full slate EFL. You can play bingos on Tuesday night, which is absolutely free. That's just basically get a goal in your game and you can tick them off as you go. There is my card that I've already claimed for bingos. You can follow all of the championship action. There is no bingos game on Wednesday night, Sam, but what my eye was particularly drawn to was this weekend in the early kickoff. They're being generous again over at Match Bingo. Newcastle versus Tottenham, Sam, in the Premier League, 12:30 kickoff. I already have myself a card. Why? Because there is a £1,000 jackpot in that one. So 2 full houses, £500 each for those. So you don't even have to be first. You can follow in and there's a share of that second one, but £1,000 in the prize pot. As always, you've got 2 things to do. The first is you've got to play responsibly because we are gambling here, even though it's a bit of fun and it's a bit of bingo. The second is if you're heading across to the Match Bingo app, please do me and Sam a favor. It does really, really help us out. Even if you're going to play for free, follow that QR code that's on the screen right there, right now. And Sam, it's Birmingham City versus Cardiff on Wednesday night. Birmingham in the bottom 3.
Yeah, I saw Gary Rowett just basically accepting that as much as he could, that last minute defeat at Leicester and highlighting that their season is going to be defined a successful one if they can win their home games. And absolutely this falls into the category and is one of the games that I envisage them winning. Maybe it won't be the 1-0. So for that reason, I'll give Cardiff a goal. Birmingham 2, Cardiff 1.
I was going there. I've got Cardiff to score. I do make Birmingham favourites. I do make that clever messaging from Gary Rowett. That's a sensible thing to say and the way to set this up. So Gary Rowett over the years, Sam, we've either gone with a 1-1 or a 1-0, haven't we? So do I have Birmingham winning? Mate, I think I've got to play tactically here. I don't gain anything by predicting the same outcome as you and we both score a point. So I'm going to... I can't go for the draw again. I've had too many draws. I'm changing my mind mid-flow again. I'm going to lock in a 1-0 to Birmingham. Birmingham 1, Cardiff 0. And it's Bristol City versus Blackburn. Bristol City on a pretty okay run at the moment, aren't they? They drew 0-0 up at Sunderland at the weekend. So that's 7 points in the past 3. Blackburn look a bit safer because they've knocked out 4 points across their last 2. But I'll say it again and we'll discuss it on Thursday, Sam. Nobody is safe there. I think your mate John Eustace is going to try and keep this nice and tight, nice and tight, nice and tight, nice and quiet in terms of goals. There you go. So 2 words joined together. But I think he's going to come a cropper. I like Bristol City at the moment, Sam. Bristol City 1, Blackburn 0. Bristol City good defensively as well.
Yeah, I was going to wait to see where you went there. If you were going to go for the draw, it may have prompted me to change, but I'm not required to. So I am going to play my 1-1 there. I think that'll do nicely, probably for both. Maybe a little bit frustrating for the home side, given the good form, but I think that'll do Blackburn nicely. Yeah, and away from home, they thumped Sunderland last time out, so I expect them to go there relatively confident. I'll take my 1-1.
Hull City versus Middlesbrough.
Ooh. Well, that looked like a much better kind of attacking performance, didn't it, from Hull the other day? Some exceptional goals. And Middlesbrough, too little, too late. Latte Lath seems to be getting a load of credit. I've liked the look of him throughout the season.
Yeah,
rewind some of the podcasts. I think he looks like a good player. So, yeah, injury curtailed his form a little bit earlier on in the winter, but yeah, good to see him back. I probably expect goals to continue here. Yeah, I've backed Hull, haven't I, to finish above Cov, but I'm kind of doubting that a little bit over the last few weeks. Let's go for the 2-2. That seems to be what my mind is telling me. I think it could be 3-2 either way, this one, but I'm going to go for the 2-2, somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I like Middlesbrough at the moment. We didn't get any pelters from Hull fans this week when we both predicted them to win, Sam, funnily enough, and we were both right.
I'm a bit reluctant, like, on the draws, because I just think, like, for Middlesbrough, they have to win, don't they? And Hull are kind of in that territory as well. But I just think maybe, like, loads on each other's goals and just a shootout that fails to deliver a winner. And both teams, like, bit of deflation at the final whistle. Sorry.
Makes perfect sense. I'm enjoying being best mates with all the Hull fans. So for that reason, no, not for that reason. I'm going to go with home advantage, Sam. So I'm going to shave off 1 goal from Middlesbrough from your prediction. To be fair, I did like your prediction. And I might have taken it myself, but I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of telling you that. I'll go Hull 2, Borough 1. And here we go, Sam. I've just got the word from HQ that I am allowed to head down the A14 to Ipswich, Watford, and sit in my oft-empty season ticket seat up there in the Pioneer. And I'm going to back Ipswich as well, Sam. I think the pressure's going to be piled on. I think if Ipswich can take the lead against Watford, I think Watford won't have enough skin in the game in terms of where they are on the table and maybe on the beach already, mightn't they? It's always both teams to score with Ipswich, so wasn't at the weekend. So, in fact, let's go for it not to be both teams to score. What am I doing? Now, Watford are going to score. Ipswich 2, Watford 1, Sam. I'll shut up.
Yeah, I remember speaking like prior to the Sheffield Wednesday win and saying like, I called it. I think I don't know if I went for the 2-0, but I just remember saying, "Oh, sorry, it was 6-0 or whatever, wasn't it?" But I felt that maybe there would be some clean sheets before the end of the season. Got one at Blackburn. I think Watford are a dangerous side. I think they've obviously
lucky to get one at Blackburn, weren't they?
Yeah, a little bit. They perform for Tom Cleverley. That sounded weird coming out there. It is Tom Cleverley, isn't it? Yeah. Sounded weird. I'm going to go for Ipswich to win by the odd goal, as you have predicted, but I'm going to go for the 1-0. I'm going to go for a tight game. Mate. Yeah, maybe one midpoint second half just to get the job done.
So I've got to mock you there. Sam Parkin, not the first person to get confused with who is the current Watford manager. This has been a problem for many people over the Pozzo regime.
That would not be my specialist subject, naming like the last 10 Watford managers. I'd probably only get 3. You know what I mean?
I reckon I could have a good crack at that.
Would you? There's a few that I just, glaringly miss kind of from like probably 2015 or something.
Yeah, right. Swansea City versus Stoke City. It is me up first. And again, Swansea have scored 1 point in the last 3 games, and they're probably a win, 2 draws away from us saying they're safe, across those next couple of games. But they could still really, really do with heating up their form, couldn't they? Stoke, very good. 8 points in 5, which is very much going to keep you in the division. If they can do it in the last 5, they'll end on 54 points. I think what I'm saying, Sam, is I like Stoke at the moment. I'm going to back them for an away win here. Call me crazy. I just like Schumacher, I think, after League One last season. Swansea 0, Stoke 2.
Can't disagree with you at all, mate. Swansea, very good in the derby. Otherwise, not good at all. Big summer, big change required. Relatively enthused about them next season. Not at the moment at all. Much bigger game for Stoke. I say that. I see Swansea want to finish relatively strong. I can't disagree with a word you've said. I think Stoke go there and probably alleviate the majority of their relegation worries, if there is still that. 2-0, you said. I'll have the 1-0.
And you are up first, Sam, on our last game, which is West Brom versus League One bound and confirmed to be finishing bottom of the Championship this season, Rotherham United.
Oh, how bad are they going to be, and how much will...
Mate, you're the ex-pro. Tell us what those players in Rotherham, what's going to be the mindset?
Well, the mindset is that there's 0 pressure, pretty much. It's an opportunity for Liam Richardson probably to have a look at some other players who might be there next year. He'll have made his decision on players that are maybe going to be surplus to requirements. I think if you concede early, that's a real test of your mettle. I think that's a real test of character. I think they probably will. But I'll go for them to show something at least. I'll go for a West Brom win. Are they going to score? I'll give them a goal as well. I'll go for West Brom to win by 3-1.
So I've got a big problem here that I haven't played my bonus point yet. And I'm not calling 5 goals in a Carlos Corberan game.
I'll let you give me your prediction here. And if you just want to like feast your eyes over what's been said already, I'll let you tinker. If you
add
just
a goal scorer or something.
Well, just if you want to just raise the bar somewhere, mate, I'll let you do that. Given that you've not picked one yet.
I'll try and do it in this game, Sam. I've got West Brom to win. I quite like your 3-1, but obviously I can't take that. So I'll go for a 3-0, but that's clearly not going to be enough. And I will add in two goals for our favourite left winger, Mikey Johnston. Does that work for a bonus?
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, I mean, if you're predicting scorers of braces, mate, I can't turn that away. He's been a bit quiet, hasn't he? I know he notched the other day, but he's a bit quiet prior to that, I think.
Well, we're going to wake him up. Wake him
up. Not heard him mentioned as much, but yeah, I'll give you that, mate. No problem.
I needed something, mate. I needed something on the last one, didn't I? So there you go. That is our predictions. As ever, get yours in via the comments. If you get the outcome of the game right, give yourself a point. If you get the scoreline right, which Sam Parkin has been doing quite with annoying regularity, and I still haven't received a public apology for his behaviour over the last couple of weeks. But hey, maybe we'll wait until things turn back around potentially in my favour, which they could do. You never know. But yeah, you're going to give yourself 3 points for a correct scoreline. Give yourself a bonus point for you can pick out a 5-goal game or a big underdog, or add any kind of sauce that you like to your predictions. Sam, you seem to be having the last word in metaphorically and literally at the moment. So have the last word, my friend.
Come on Wednesday, beat the Canaries at Hillsborough. Give me some more gloating ammunition. And yeah, sorry Millwall fans, and sorry Argyle fans for what I said a few weeks ago. Be nice to me when I'm down there. You're going to stay up now. You're going to stay up now. Just needed to change your manager. I'm on board now, fully on board.
Pandering. Now, you might see a YouTuber with millions of subscribers and views a week driving a Bentley. It's a bit more modest, I have to say, when you're covering the Championship. So if you can find a few quid each month to support over on Patreon or by hitting the join button here, you are making the world of difference for myself, Shaylee and Enid.